Bruh. PrizePicks has Michael Carr sitting here at 18.5 receiving yards for the Sunday's game against Cincinnati. 18.5 receiving yards. That is disgusting. He has crushed that number in both of the first two games. Joe Flacco only sees the run. This guy needs to go to a fucking eye doctor, get his eyes checked, because he's not throw the ball past the line of scrimmage. Every single throw goes to these running backs, and they're all fucking Michael Carter. The amount of targets and receptions he's gotten this year, it's a beautiful thing. If he's in your fantasy lineup, now you just get the benefit from it happening on PrizePicks. 18.5 receiving yards. He has averaged 33.5 receiving yards through the first two games. Joe Flacco has thrown the ball 105 times, 15 more than any other quarterback in the league, and all those are going to the running backs. He's averaged 7 targets. He's averaged 6 receptions, 33.5 yards. This is the easiest fucking play I've ever seen. PrizePicks.com. Go download the app. Use promo code BDGE when you do so, all right? If you're a first-time depositor on PrizePicks, and you use promo code BDGE, you're going to get a 100% deposit match. 100% deposit match on PrizePicks. Go nail it. Hit that Michael Carter. Go with you some money. Go get some revenue. I forgot to get water. Oh, boy. Well, this is Q&Assault. Every single Saturday, those of y'all that are Big Dog members or BDG3 holders get to yell at me in a private Q&Assault session about your sit-start questions. Any questions that you have for fantasy, any questions you have for life for the next half hour or so. We've only got one question in the chat. Andrew Lum. What a cutie. What's cracking, big dog? What's cracking with your dog? What's your dog's name? God, I miss dogs, man. I really do. And I say that that's a weird way to say that because I don't I see dogs all the time because I live in the city. So they're always being walked around me. But I realized that a friend of mine was in her office, her work office the other day. And for like not a team bonding session, but like a team, almost like a team therapy session, they literally just brought dogs into their office. I was like, that's weird, but also fucking awesome. Like, I wish we could do that. I say I wish we could do that as if I don't have the power to fucking do it. We ain't doing it, but dog's name is Ayla. I'm actually on a work trip for 2 weeks, so I'm missing her. Damn. Hate to hear it. Ayla, that's an interesting name. Where did you come up with the name Ayla? Yo, Nicholas, what up, Aaron? Mr. 101 of 101s, full PPR. I have Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Would you roll with tandem or play Pierce instead of Dillon? Thank you, kind sir. No, I would not. I would actually roll with both of the Green Bay running backs here. I think one of the more underrated, or I don't know what the right word would be for this. One second, I want to pull something up to make sure I'm correct on this. So the Bucs lost Ndamukong Suh, obviously, this offseason, and they replaced him with Mr. Akeem Hicks, who was an absolute stud for the Bears, nearly impossible to run on him. And the Bucs got him, and now he's out for week 3, which I think is going to be a bigger deal than most people are realizing. He hasn't played great this season, but he's still a big plug in the middle of that defense. This is going to be a huge running back game. A lot of the Green Bay wide receivers are hurt, so I imagine Jones and Dillon are going to be very, very involved. Obviously, it's a very good Tampa Bay defense, but this is how they're going to have to run their offense through. So we definitely need to see a little bit more through Pierce, especially in a full PPR. It's really, really hard to trust Pierce because while he absolutely dominated Burkhead in touches and snaps and carries and stuff, he did not get heavily involved in the passing game yet. So I'd still roll with the Green Bay guys. Keelan, you look just like a dude I went to college with. Shout out B Hall. 10-team half PPR for running backs, 1 PPR for wide receiver and tight end. Should I trade away ETN and Dawson Knox to receive Allen Lazard and Kyle Pitts? Man, you got a whole lot of nothing going on in that trade. A whole lot of dudes that haven't done a lot. I would take that trade. I would actually take that trade, yes. Lazard's got better days ahead of him, and so does Kyle Pitts. I don't know if I could say the same for ETN. James Robinson is the dude there. So, Keelan, yeah, I would hit that. Current run. Oh, you gave me the team. Yes, I would make the move. Mom suggested it. Okay, fair enough. I wonder what your mom's thought process was there. Give me your number. I'll talk to her. Full point PPR. Start one for the flex spot. Cooks, Wilson, or Darrell Henderson. That's a good one. So we have Cooks in Chicago, and that atrocious defense. We have Henderson, who is now pretty much splitting carries with Akers pretty evenly. I don't know why they keep forcing carries into Akers' stomach. He has been so bad with them. I don't know if he's ever going to stop averaging 3 yards per carry, but the Rams will make damn sure that they find out. I'll tell you that. And then you got with Jeff Wilson, who's been a big piece in this offense. I would go with Wilson here. I would go Wilson. I think with Jimmy G under center, they rely a little bit more on the ground game. They always carry the ball a ton, but a lot of it goes to Trey Lance when he's under center. I go Jeff Wilson here, Kevin. Love to see it. That's what I'm here for. Half PPR, pick one. Tyler Lockett, Ramondre, Nico Collins. Ooh, I feel like this could low-key be another nice game for Lockett. Like Atlanta's cornerbacks are nice, but Gino's actually low-key been really, really good on an accuracy level, not deep down the field. He's, I believe, number one in completion rate, but also like dead last in average depth of target, which is what you see from a lot of these guys like Gino and Teddy Bridgewater, like year in and year out. They get this rap about how they're not actually that bad, but they're really bad, but they just are accurate when you have to throw it 6 yards, and that's the only read that you look at. So I feel like this could be a nice game for Tyler Lockett. Ramondre low-key he didn't produce yesterday, or last week, I should say. But he actually saw a really large chunk of the snaps and basically all of the third down work because Ty Montgomery's on the IR. So I think those looks will eventually lead to more production. And they are playing against Baltimore, who's very, very banged up. Their defense has been fucking cooked each week, and I think it's going to continue to be a problem for them. So call me crazy, and I know I absolutely fucked everybody with Ramondre last week. Actually, that might be rolling the dice too much. I'm going to go Lockett. Fuck it. Big dog, am I crazy to consider starting Mariota over Rodgers at QB2 in the Bashes? No, not at all. I might have Mariota over him. Yeah, I do. I have Mariota at QB 13 this week, and I have Rodgers down at QB 16. So, start two. Kirk, Bateman, Sutton, Lamb, Mikey, Will. All right. Well, interesting question. Okay, so Lamb, I'm probably going to push aside. Mike Williams, if Herbert plays, I will play him, and I will play Sutton. Ooh, it's hard to sit Kirk. If Mike Williams does not play, man, I like 4 of these out. I like pretty much everyone except Lamb. If I went to my rankings, it would be, this is half PPR. Do you have full PPR? Or you didn't tell me, you son of a bitch. You son of a mother. So I have Mike Williams at wide receiver 14. I have Christian Kirk at 15. I have Sutton at 16. And I have Bateman at 21 with CD down at 29. We get a lot of Bradbury. So according to my rankings, I have Mike Will 1, but we have not. This was I don't know if I've updated for we don't have any news on Herbert, which is kind of annoying because he didn't practice on Friday, but he practiced the rest of the week. And now it's just a pain tolerance thing. If he does play, it'll probably be a lot of short passes, which I don't know if that's good for Mike Will. I don't think you can go wrong between Sutton, Kirk, and Mike Will. That's what I'll say. They are my 3 in a row, 14, 15, 16. But I think it's between those 3 for sure for me. Bash settings, so half PPR, Lazard, Gage, Zamir White if Jacobs is out, Chase Edmonds, Ramondre, Sterling Shepard, Nico Collins. Good Lord. I have to pick 2 here. So Gage is a sneaky good play this week, but I just worry that it's very clear that he's not going to be the guy there at any point. So you're kind of hoping for a lucky game there. Like it could be Rashad Perriman, it could be Scotty Miller, it could be fucking Cade Otton or some bullshit, right? So it's like I don't really feel good about Gage. I just moved Zamir White up in my rankings, assuming that Jacobs does not play, but that's not a given. Where did I move Zamir White up to? Zamir White's my RB 39, 98th player overall in the flex. So he's actually literally 1 spot behind Chase Edmonds. So I still have Chase above him. This Bills defense, so if you're worried about the Bills defense at all this week, you really shouldn't be, at least not from a passing standpoint, because they're going to be without Ed Oliver on the rush. They're going to be without Dane Jackson, Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, and then Jordan Poyer is still questionable. So they're missing their top 2 cornerbacks, one of their 2 top safeties, possibly their other all-pro safety. They're one of their top pass rushers. Like they're down bad. All right. So I think Chase could have a nice game. What am I saying right now? What am I talking about? Bash setting. So half PPR. I will roll with. I think I have Ramondre higher than Chase Edmonds. Yes, I do. A few spots. He's my RB35. You know what? I actually like Shepard here. I'm going to go with Shepard. And if Jacobs does not play, I'm going to go with Zamir White. If Jacobs plays, then I'm going to go with Ramondre. But Shepard looks good, man. Shepard looks good. Kadarius Toney has basically been ruled out, which has not really been eating him up, but like could be a thing, you know? What up, my fellow Tuno Bash farce? Love being called a fucking farce on a Saturday. It's my personal pastime. It's my family's pastime. Pick 2, AJ Dillon, Chase Edmonds, Jeff Wilson, Damian Harris, half PPR. Dillon and Jeff Wilson for show. Kyle, looking fucking snazzy, my friend. In a 12-team PPR bench stash only needed, should I pick up Alec Pierce and drop Sky Moore? I would definitely keep Sky Moore there. I know he hasn't done a fucking thing yet. Neither is Alec Pierce. I would rather attach myself to Kansas City. This is basically what I said preseason was that all of these wide receivers in KC are going to be mediocre as shit. Like if you watch the first trade target video I made a trade target video like 3 days before the season kicked off. And I was like, here are 4 players that are either going to do really well to start the year and you want to sell them high. One of them was Nick Chubb. You want to wait until they're like really bad a month to the season and then get them. Sky Moore was one of them. And I was basically like, the 3 veteran wide receivers are going to get play time, a lot of it, because they just signed them and they're the new toys and they just got the bag. And then a month or 2 into the season, they will realize how mediocre these dudes are. And then Sky Moore will start getting more run and he'll have a bigger second half of the year. So I would stick with Sky Moore because I think that's going exactly how I would have thought it would. It's hard when you're in it, though, because you say it's like, oh, he's going to take a month or 2 months to get acclimated and then he pops off. But when you're in it and he's literally not doing a fucking thing, you're like, oh, shit. It's exactly what I said, but it's still sucks when it's happening. Full PPR, Lazard, Ayuk, Palmer, Shepard. I'm probably going to go Ayuk there. I think he has a nice game with Jimmy G. Even though Shepard's a nice second right behind him, though. I don't think I'd fault you either way there. People just fucking throwing out random things. Flex spot, half PPR. You know what's funny? So the wedding I was at last weekend was my best friend Steve's wedding. And we've been best friends for like fucking 14, 15 years now or something. And he's never played fantasy football in his life. But he's heard me talk about it like a million times, obviously. So when he wants to piss me off, he'll just start yelling out random fantasy terms, like if he knows I'm pissed off, he'll be like, yeah, what about that full PPR flexi super fucking spot that you didn't waiver on? And I'm like, damn, that sounded pretty good. You sound like a vet. What's your panic level out of 10 on Russell Wilson, Eli Moore, and Dameon Pierce? Russell Wilson, 6.5. Elijah Moore, 6, and Dameon Pierce, 4. Gage scares the shit out of me. I mean, he should. He hasn't done a fucking thing. Full PPR, can you please help me with an RB and a flex? AJ Dillon, Zeke, A-Rob, and Drake London. Ooh. Okay, so I would play AJ Dillon over Zeke, and I like both of those dudes. They're probably ranked really closely next to each other for me. Yep. So I have Allen Robinson as my wide receiver 19. I have Drake London as my wide receiver 20. In full PPR, though, I could see it going either way. I feel like Drake London's got more work. He's been like the alpha target for Atlanta thus far. But I do think the Rams-Arizona game has a lot more potential to be a game where both sides are throwing the ball like 40 times. So I think I still lean A-Rob there. Who picked up the backup LAC New Orleans quarterbacks in the bash? Not I. I probably should have because I have Justin Herbert. Do. Pierce or Stevenson, half PPR. I have Pierce ranked higher. Love the matchup against Chicago. They can't stop a fucking grandmother. They're so bad. This one is rough. You're about to list off 42 names. In this question, you already asked like 3 different times, didn't you? You son of a bitch. You son of a. Full PPR. Pick one running back. All right, we're going to start with that. One running back. Hendo, ETN, Dameon Pierce, Ramondre, Zamir White, assuming Jacobs is out. I'm going to go with Hendo there. We'll start off with that. Then we need 2 flexes. We have all those running backs, and we have Nico, Treylon Burks, Josh Palmer. I think I would sit on the all the running backs. So it's full PPR. I would get Dameon Pierce into my lineup as my second guy. Palmer, I'm pretty sure Keenan. There's a lot that could go wrong for Palmer. I think either Herbert doesn't play or Keenan plays. I think one of those two is likely, which hurts Palmer both ways. Nico Collins, I'm not really trying to get into. Treylon Burks, I think, is an interesting spot here. I think he's kind of taken over as the one there, but also like, what the fuck does the one mean in Tennessee? Not a whole damn lot. So we're going to put a pin in Burks right now. We're going to knock out Collins. We're going to knock out Palmer. That leaves us with ETN. Yeah, he's kind of like untrustable at this point. Dameon Pierce, Ramondre, Zamir White. Zamir White becomes way less interesting in full PPR because he is not a pass catcher. Even go back to his days at school, like he caught like 7 balls a year. Really, really not it for them. So Ramondre, Dameon Pierce, ETN. Yeah, I would definitely get Dameon Pierce in there. And then between Ramondre, Treylon Burks, ETN. Let me see something real quick. Sorry, forgot we were still chilling here. My bad. I was looking at coverage grades and overall pass rush grades. Just interesting note. Pass rush grades, Buffalo Bills are so far ahead of everybody else than Dallas, Baltimore, Denver, Tennessee. The worst pass rush grades have been Miami, Indy, New Orleans, New York Giants, and Cincinnati. Something's telling me Treylon Burks here. So I'm going to go D. Hendo, Treylon Burks, and Dameon Pierce. Christopher, 10 team PPR flex, pick one. Dameon Pierce, AJ Dillon, Bateman, Lamb, Mike Williams. Ooh, okay. So if Justin Herbert plays, it's Mike Williams for me. If Justin Herbert does not play, it's probably AJ Dillon. I was stoked about Isaiah McKenzie start the year, but Dud, so far, would you have the same patience with him as you were talking about with Sky Moore? So 2 different situations, in my opinion. The way I look at Isaiah McKenzie, I think we know what Isaiah McKenzie is a lot more certainly than Sky Moore. Sky Moore, I think, still has like unknown upside. I think Isaiah McKenzie is going to give us if you go look at last year's like Emmanuel Sanders logs and Cole Beasley's logs, those are games that I think we'll get from McKenzie. I think the problem with a lot of the analysis that I gave, as well as a lot of people throughout the summer, was thinking that like there was going to be one slot receiver that was running all these routes. Last year, that wasn't the case. Last year, there was both Sanders and Beasley having their games from the slot. This year, it's the same thing. It's 4 wide receivers, right? It's Davis, it's Diggs, it's McKenzie and fucking Jameson Crowder. So there's 4, and it was the same thing as last year, but we did not really factor that in. We just kind of thought it was going to be a ton of 3 wide receiver sets. We thought it was going to be one slot guy on the field, but the middle of the field just becomes kind of anyone's game there, especially if there's 2 guys running routes there. So I think with McKenzie, It's kind of just going to be fluctuating throughout the year. Sometimes it's going to be his game. Sometimes it's going to be Crowder's game. Sometimes it's going to be neither of their fucking games, and Diggs going to have 9 touchdowns. So I think it's a floor play. I think it's a floor play that like you're probably not going to start as often as you would like to. So I'm not. Yeah, it's kind of tough to be high on McKenzie right now. Like it's almost like there's nothing you're being patient for. It's like we know what the situation is there. I feel like Samuel is a must start in the flex. However, I also got Garrett Wilson or Stevenson. I can throw in half point PPR. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like Samuel is like you start him until he gives you a reason not to. He's up at wide receiver 23 for me. Wilson is at wide receiver 25, so he's just right behind him. Stevenson, I'm assuming you mean Ramondre, is way, way, way behind them for me. Full PPR, I want to start Curtis Samuel over Sutton. Am I crazy? I would think so, yeah, especially if Jerry Jeudy does not play. Josh Allen, bye week 7. I need a backup QB. Would you drop Cousins for Dak? Well, Dak got hurt in we did Dak get hurt in week 1. Yeah, he played week 1. Could return in 3 to 4 weeks. Could return in 6 to 8 weeks. I mean, who does Kirk play in week 7? Excuse me for not knowing that off the top of my head like a fucking psychopath. Oh, the Vikes have a bye week 7. That's what you're talking about. So my only concern with Dak is like, I mean, they play the Lions, so it's going to be a good game for him, or at least the over-under should be high. My only concern is Dak. Like, one, you don't know when he's going to come back, so he could end up coming back like week 8. Or if week 7 is his first week back, like he might need a week to, shake the rust off. So if you're literally not going to use Cousins until Josh Allen is on the bye, which it sounds like you're probably not, I guess I would make the move. I don't think it's that big of a deal. So yeah, I guess so. How you doing? Baby, I like it raw. Oh, no way. This is bullshit. Bro, so what's your thoughts on COVID Cole? Is this a joke that I'm missing? Because my brain's not working tip-top shape right now, so I don't actually know what you're referring to in this. Loved your idea for fantasy deal or no deal. Started doing my buddies good stuff. Yeah, it's a great. That's hella fun. I mean, here's the thing. It's tough. We haven't like done a good punishment yet, so I never feel like I need to take it seriously enough. When we start upping the stakes, then I'll stop fucking going for CJ Ham. Damn, Sammy Watkins to the IR, not a question, but the damn Packers receivers, they're so bad. They're so bad. Christian Watson season, I feel like might be coming soon. Gators of all today. Go Gators. Yeah, I don't really care, honestly. I don't follow college football much. I'll say go Vols just because Ike's too big of a Gator fan. Drop Stevenson for Eno. No, definitely not. Flex's Traps. Traps fucking engaged. Pick one for the Flex. In Bash My Car, DJ Moore, Elijah Moore, Darrell Henderson. I would. Ooh, wow. Okay. I would play DJ over Eli. And then Henderson and Michael Carter. That actually, I want to say I have Henderson ranked higher, but I don't even know if I actually feel confident about that ranking whatsoever. No, I don't. I got Michael Carter ranked higher. Let's fucking run it. Good, because that was the answer I wanted to give. I'm actually going to go Michael Carter here, right? I'm going to go Michael Carter here. I already fucking told y'all that his 18.5 over-under on PrizePicks is insane. He's averaged 33.5 receiving yards a game. He's averaged 7 targets a game with Joe Flacco there. They're going to throw their running backs a ton. Go fucking nail this on PrizePicks right now. Use promo code BDGE. When you sign up on PrizePicks, they're going to give you a 100% deposit match. Michael Carter. More like Michael Jordan. Hang. Oh, thoughts on Cole Beasley. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, like, it wouldn't be surprised if he played 2 snaps. I wouldn't surprise me if he scored 2 touchdowns. You know, that's just the way fucking Tom Brady works. There's no chance he's like sniffing a lineup of mine, but I will say I'm a little bit intrigued just because they're so short on wide receivers, and he just seems like the guy that would just go off with Tom Brady for 1 week for sure. That also should say a little bit about Russell Gage as well. Starts it Trevor Lawrence over backup quarterbacks in LA or New Orleans this week if they get the call to play. No, I would play Trevor Lawrence there for sure. Didn't get the shot. Sheesh. Would you start Darrell Williams over Dawson if James Conner is outs? Yeah, I probably would. Though I'm pretty sure James Conner's going to play. Drop Burks for Josh Palmer. Absolutely not. Keep Burks. Yo, should I start Jeff Wilson over Zeke this week? Cowboys are poverty. Yeah, they're pretty fucking bad. Let me see where I have them. I feel like I moved Zeke up just because they're playing the Giants and he typically performs well against them, but no, I have Jeff Wilson ranked pretty significantly higher. I have Zeke at RB23, Jeff Wilson at 20. Yeah, I would go Wilson. Penny or Stevenson. I actually have Penny ranked higher. I think Atlanta's run defense is really, really, really bad. JJ Frost, drop Palmer for Burks. Yes, I would take Burks there for sure. Or Stevenson or Penny. Oh, wait, you're asking on top of that. Should I start? No, Jeff Wilson over those guys for sure. I don't know if you guys saw the announcement we made last week, but we signed with Mojo. Mojo this is their desktop. They don't actually have like a real desktop game platform, but on their app, which is available to actually play on in New Jersey if you're there, this is like the sports stock market. Like you can go literally invest into players. And when we did our fucking announcement video, I said the single best player to invest your money in right now is Kenny Pickett, and his price was at like $13, and he's moved up. Like that's almost like 40%. Literally almost 40% since then. And this is like long-term investment. And these are all like career plays. The single best players to put your money in right now are these really, really underpriced young quarterbacks. Like Kenny Pickett at 17 is insane. I'm pretty sure Malik Willis is at like $9, which is crazy because every sophomore quarterback is up like $30 or $40. Those are the dudes I would get in on like tremendously early and fucking ride that to the bank. Go check out Mojo. The link to download is in the description. You can go check it out. Even if you're not in New Jersey, you could download the app and see the prices. We're going to be referencing them a lot. It's a really, really fucking cool product and company. And they're going to be the future of like investing in sports and athletes and stuff. It's fucking gnarly as hell. Palmer, Burke, Stevenson, 2-point PPR. I would sit Palmer. Tannehill or Baker Mayfield in the bash. Surprising of 2-0. Yeah, that is fucking absolutely surprising. Jeez. Would you say Tannehill or Baker? I don't think Baker is playable, and the Saints defense is pretty nice, so I would go Tannehill here. What are the PrizePicks weekly contest utilities for Bash NFT holders? Okay, so we have the PrizePicks channel where everyone just submits one of their slips for the week. And if your slip hits, we basically take everyone whose slip hits. If you won, we put those into a raffle, and then we pick 2 people of those winners that gets a free $50 to PrizePicks. So say like 20 people submit their slips. Let's say 6 people out of those 20 hit on their slips. We take those 6, put them into a raffle, and 2 of them come up winners. We give those 2 usernames to PrizePicks, and they put $50 extra into your accounts. What we got here? Drop Shep for Richie James. No. What do you mean? Absolutely not. Shep's better than Richie James, dude. Bruh. brother in Christ. What games are you watching? Would you go Kittle or Elijah Moore or Michael Carter in full PPR? Ooh, okay. Well, Kittle's bike. I would play Michael Carter over Elijah Moore, I think. But I'm going to be honest. I'm like kind of high on Kittle this week. I feel like, I don't know if I actually updated my rankings for this yet. He's my tight end 5 right now. I think I would move him with Jimmy G bike. I think I really kind of like him this week. Let me see where I put him. Actually, no, I don't think I'd play him over Michael Carter. I think I like Carter the most out of those 3. Jason. Make a ticket. You can't dance. Stop. Any IDP picks for the season? I'd rather drink an IPA than play IDP. And I strongly dislike both of them. Should I drop Landry for Shep? I mean, it's a lateral fucking move. Doesn't matter, honestly. I'd probably keep Landry. I'd probably do whatever requires less work out of me. Which at this point sounds like it's Shep God or Landry. Landry God. You're. Hold up. I got to publish this TikTok real quick. Oh, this one's fire. Hope it doesn't flop. Anna in this bitch. What up? Need some advice on my wide receivers for the Bash. I'm starting Cup, but I have 2 to 4 other open spots. We have McLaurin, Keenan Allen still questionable, Burks, DJ Chark, Mecole Hardman, Ashton Doolin. Wow, we're getting some Ashton Doolin questions. That's how you know we passed the 30-minute mark. Okay, so Keenan Allen for sure gets in your lineup if he's playing. And then, man, I feel like I'm probably like ranking Terry too high for no reason. I got him pretty low, actually. I got him all the way down to wide receiver 33. Where do I have Burks? I'm way too low on Burks. I got to move his ass up. Way too high on Russell Gage, too. That's out of control. Gage does not deserve that type of treatment. That's down below. Yeah, I still have Terry. I still have Terry ranked the highest out of all those other guys. Yeah, I'd go Cup, Keenan, Terry. If Keenan doesn't play, I would go with Burks. Bash settings, Penny or Michael Carter in the flex. Michael Carter. I beat the IDP Army last week in the Bash. I don't know what that meant. I don't know why I did that. Just felt right at the time. Ertz or Irv Smith in the Bash. I feel like Ertz is kind of unsittable at this point. I'd go Ertz here. Have a great Sunday, y'all. Go Niners. Don't tell Tony that. Whew. I need to nap. That's what I need to do. All right. I'm going to peace out of here. Because we are past the 30-minute mark. Every Saturday I will be bike. Y'all know how to do it. Y'all know what it is. If you want to become a Big Dog member, just simply go over to bdge.co. Actually, let me share my screen. See it? How do I do this? bdge.co. Become a member. Boom. Subscribe. There you go. You'll get our waiver wire rankings. You'll get our weekly rankings. You will get access to these private Q&Assaults. All that good sheesh. And remember to go nail PrizePicks right now. Michael Carter over 18.5 receiving yards. Conklin or Gesicki, tight end. Let's go with who does Conklin play? I don't love Conklin. I'm going to go Gesicki there, even though it's disgusting. I love y'all. I'm out.